Jay, Puffy, everybody, Jay-Z, everybody calling.
Done. I got you. I got you.
Raz B is back in the news again, and this time he went in on Jay-Z and Ray J for allegedly threatening his life and protecting Diddy. Raz B has been dragging Chris Stokes for over a decade now for allegedly touching him when he was still a kid. But it turns out it wasn't just Chris who was allegedly taking advantage of him, because new audio just leaked of Jay-Z, Ray J, and Diddy threatening Raz into silence because they were also allegedly part of the people who was messing with him. Apparently, Jay is seriously panicking about this because Raz has the power to expose him, and he knows it's just a matter of time before he does just that, especially since folks are also side-eyeing him and accusing him of being involved in all this depraved behavior. But before we get into all this mess, let's spin back on Raz a little bit, because he's been the loudest victim of the industry, but unfortunately, nobody believed him, and he eventually became one of the biggest outcasts of the industry.
Hey guys, welcome to the Celebrity Gossip channel, where we learn how not to be a dummy from some well-paid dummies. We watch and we study these celebrities so we know how these people without the money is gonna act, alright? And we got some more disturbing news, boy, the fallout from Hollywood. Let's get it.
Raz first started all these allegations back in 2007 when he put out a YouTube video accusing his cousin and then manager Chris Stokes of allegedly SAing him and his brother Ricardo Thornton. Both him and Ricardo were signed to Chris's label TUG at the time, and according to Raz, Chris allegedly took advantage of the power that he had over them and did some very nasty things to them. Oh, but it gets worse. Raz claimed it wasn't just Chris who touched him. He also accused his label mate, Marcus Houston, of also touching him without his consent. Raz said Marcus actually picked up this depraved behavior from Chris because he was also essayed by Chris at some point too. And at some point, the allegations that Raz was making was beginning to make all the elites in the industry scared that he might spill some of the tea on them. So they began taunting the hell out of him. At one point, he even went live, frantically begging people for help because the police burst into his house without a warrant, and he was scared they were there to unalive him.
The police are at my door. They walk past my doorstep. I need help. No, I'm not safe. The police. Shauna, call everybody.
Now, despite Chris and Marcus denying these allegations, Raz has maintained this story and kept allegations up for over a decade. That was until last year when he suddenly recanted these wild allegations that he had maintained for over a decade. And as you can expect, folks was not here for it and speculated that he was probably forced into doing that by some very powerful elites in the industry. He said, "I'm a made man, here it goes. Truth, mature, grown DeMario. After countless counseling, I was abused by my brother and others. They all used and abused me like a rag doll. By the time my cousin took custody over me, I was a mess. He was not my enemy. I focused all my pain, frustration, and anger built up from my past and took it out on my cousin. And I never understood why. Maybe because B2K broke up and he was no longer in my life. Chris was never my pain. He was my protector, my peace, and my friend. People like Steve and the terrible things in Cleveland I told him about, Ricky forcing me to do things, those are things I should have dealt with. Like all the monsters in my life that actually did these things to me. Chris was never the guy I made the world think he was. I remember why my cousin fought so hard to save me, because I needed him. And then I attacked the only person who helped me. It's time to let the world know the truth. Love you, my cuz. Chris, I pray you continue to be my peace and protector. I miss you. P.S. Marcus Houston has always been my favorite artist. Immature all day."
Hollywood fell from grace, right? It was shameful. How shameful is Hollywood looking nowadays, right? Just to think, when we was young, we thought we wanted to be Hollywood. We thought we wanted to go to somebody got to this man. Somebody clearly got next to this man and told him it'd be in his best interest to be quiet. And that's sad, bro. That's sad. See, when we was young, we used to call this group B2, you know what. So we already suspected it. This is crazy, bro.
But like I said, folks did not believe any of this, and they speculated that he was forced to say all this in order to stay alive. Mind you, Raz had kept these allegations about Chris for like a decade at that point, so folks really didn't understand why he decided to recant the allegations after all these years, unless somebody forced him to do that. One person said, "Baby, just say you was forced to put this up. Ain't no way you was going hard and speaking your truth about what Chris did to you. I honestly feel like this a cover-up for something else, and I hope you okay." Another person said, "Wait a dang minute. You was saying Chris Stokes did this to you for years now on YouTube, and the story changes? It's giving hacked, cause what?" Now this is where things started to get a little shady, cause shortly after this, a video went viral of Ray J giving Raz a call and telling him that Jay-Z wanted him to recant the allegations about Chris. This was a huge shock to a lot of people, because they didn't understand why Jay was getting himself involved in all this when it didn't have nothing to do with him. In the call, Ray J was telling Raz that he was receiving phone calls from Jay and Diddy, telling him to give direct orders to Raz to recant the things he was saying about Chris, or else things was gonna get real ugly. Raz looked visibly scared about what Ray J was telling him over the phone, because he's been in the industry long enough to know that Jay and Diddy were not bluffing, and they really had the power to make his life a living hell if he didn't do what they wanted him to.
You do to rephrase that Raz, like you got niggas hit me every day, pussy, everybody, Jay-Z, everybody calling.
Done. I got you.
With you in this Chris Stokes shit, man.
I got you.
I need you to like.
I got you, Ray, and I need you to have me too, cause I think I.
Because it's like, damn, like you didn't even really have to mention it. You know what I'm saying? Like you really didn't even have to mention it. But I know what you were saying, though. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I respect you, Ray. Nah, I would never want to disrespect you, your mom, or your sister.
But you know what I'm saying?
Now, guys, y'all know me. I'm not an agitator. I don't wear that loser spirit underneath my arms. In fact, my deodorant reads winner. So I wear that winning deodorant. So I get nothing out of seeing a successful black man fail, right? But this is the most damning piece of evidence if we talking about conspiracy theories and trying to tie Jay-Z into this. This is the most damning piece of evidence. Forget what Jagger Wright is saying. Even though she's been right. Even though she's been right for the most part. You know what I mean? She got a little heresy mixed in. She got a little bit of her agenda mixed in. But for the most part, the truth she's been saying has been right. And keep in mind, guys, this is not the first time Jay-Z name mentioned, and this would not have been the first time Jay-Z called somebody to get something taken down or to get a narrative switched. Do you guys remember when Nori, N-O-R-E, blew that phone call that he got from Jay-Z after Thanksgiving up? Let's get to that, guys. So this is just proof that these people them phones will start ringing off, bro. Them phones will start ringing off, and if you don't listen to what these people tell you, weird stuff will start happening. So this is the most damning piece of evidence on Jay-Z, because Ray J, he definitely mentioned his name. He said, Jay-Z calling me, Diddy calling me. And when we talking about conspiracy, it ain't about what you did, it's what you're associated with.
Call rings, and it was an unknown call. So I picked it up, and then he said, yo. I said, yo. He said, yo, this is Jay. Jay who? For argument's purposes, Jay who? And he said, Jay-Z. And I said, whoever this is needs to work on a Jay-Z accent because you sound super white. There's no way you can be Jay-Z. So I hung up. He called back. He said, so I hit bleep for your number. I knew it was him. I was like, you can't care about this shit. Like, yo, if this is really you, you can't be taking your time out the day after Thanksgiving and calling me about something I did on a podcast. And he was like, nah, I don't care. I don't care about the world knowing the story. You my nigga. I care about you knowing. So I said, how do we fix this? He said, nah, we don't need to fix it. But if the interview ever comes up again, I locked the number in, I'm never using it. Let me just throw that out there right now. Never using it. I know the Secret Service will knock on my door. You text, Nah, leave Hope alone. No, I didn't text.
Later in that video, Raz even went on to tell her thoughts in the comment section down below.
Get along system, guys. This is why I tell you, just focus on yourself. Be building your own stuff. Build your own stuff so you ain't got to go along to get along. Too many people going along to get along because they didn't build anything on their own. They used each other to build what they got. So now they got to go along to get along. All right, guys. Y'all, let's go to the comment section. Let me know what y'all think.